Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah, your host for this week's episode of the Sundance College podcast. Tune in each week for our latest industry insights, career advice, and student tips. At Sundance, we are a group of caring professionals dedicated to our students' success. Together, we work towards one common goal: supporting our students on their journey to a new career and a brighter future. And today, we have an exciting episode for you. We'll be discussing resources for National Addictions Awareness Week 2025, Anchoring Hope. Discover ways to get involved in National Addictions Awareness Week 2025. Learn about addiction and mental health, how to use understanding language, and give back through action. Find ways to volunteer with local programs, support community initiatives, share awareness online, or attend events that bring people together. See how a career that helps others is another way to create lasting change in your community. Addiction and mental health challenges continue to affect families, workplaces, and communities in every part of the country. They appear quietly in everyday life, in the parent who seems distant, the friend who stops reaching out, or the neighbor trying to cope alone. These struggles often remain unseen, but when support is offered, it can restore a person's sense of connection and belonging. In times like these, when life feels uncertain, people hold on to hope. That insight lies at the heart of National Addictions Awareness Week 2025 and its theme, Anchoring Hope. It reminds us that recovery begins with understanding and grows stronger through compassion. Here are some resources and activities you can take part in this November to support those struggling in your community. Understanding the theme, Anchoring Hope. The 2025 theme of Anchoring Hope focuses on turning awareness into meaningful action. Hope doesn't just happen, it comes from support from people who care, through prevention, harm reduction, treatment, and recovery, says Kiana D., an instructor from Sundance College's Addictions and Community Health Professional Program. Each approach plays a role in reducing the harms linked to substance use and improving access to support. Prevention starts with awareness and education. Understanding how addiction develops and recognizing early signs can help people reach out sooner and reduce stigma within their communities. Harm reduction builds safety and connection. It focuses on relapse prevention and intervention when safety is at risk, intake and assessment to understand each person's situation, counseling strategies that build trust, and group sessions that help people stay engaged in care. Treatment and recovery continue this process by offering guidance and ongoing care for people rebuilding their lives. These efforts contribute to what Anchoring Hope represents: collective actions that help people move toward recovery and change their lives. How addiction impacts Canadians today. Addiction disorders affect people in every community and touch more lives than many realize. In fact, 1 in 5 Canadians will face problems with addiction at some point in their lives. Behind every number is a person you might know, a family member, a friend, or a neighbor trying to cope with pain that others may not see. Indigenous peoples, young adults, and those living with substance use conditions continue to face the greatest barriers to care. Stigma and fear of judgment still hold many back from reaching out, even when help is available. As Kiana D. explains, healing begins when people feel understood, accepted, and supported enough to take that first step toward recovery. Every conversation, act of kindness, and moment of understanding can help make that step feel possible for someone facing addiction challenges. Language that anchors versus language that isolates. The way you talk about addiction can either build connection or deepen stigma. The words you use can influence whether someone feels safe to ask for help or stays silent, says Elizabeth M., an instructor from Sundance College's Addictions and Community Health Professional Program. Speaking with empathy builds trust and reminds people that recovery is possible, while harsh or judgmental language can create shame that keeps them from reaching out for support. Simple changes in how you talk about addiction can help people feel accepted and more hopeful about recovery. Try saying, "person in recovery" instead of "addict", "person living with a substance use disorder" instead of "drug user", "person seeking help" instead of "former addict", "person affected by alcohol use" instead of "alcoholic". Every word you choose has the power to change how someone feels about reaching out for help. When you speak with compassion, you show them they are not alone and that healing is possible. 7 ways to anchor hope during NAAW 2025. 1. Learn about addiction. Many people stay silent about addiction because they fear being judged. Learning helps change that. The Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction, CCSA, and the Mental Health Commission of Canada, MHCC, share stories, research, and tools that show how stigma isolates people who need support the most. People who have seen the effects of stigma know how awareness about addiction and mental health challenges can change lives. I've seen friends struggle with addiction and homelessness and face stigma because of it. I wanted to make a difference, and Sundance helped me gain the skills to support vulnerable people. Regen W. Addictions and Community Health Professional Graduate, Sundance College. After 8 years clean, I knew it was time to help others. I've seen how stigma can hold people back from getting support, and I wanted to change that. Leah B., Sundance College Addictions and Community Health Professional Graduate, Sundance College. When you understand what someone is facing, you respond with empathy instead of judgment, and that can make it easier for people to reach out for help. 2. Use person-first language. Person-first language is more than word choice. It reflects how we connect with people. Using respectful terms in conversations, workplaces, and support settings reminds others that recovery is part of their journey and not their identity. Speaking this way helps reduce stigma and builds inclusion for those seeking help. 3. Volunteer or donate. Your time and support matter more than you might think. Volunteer with a local recovery program, donate supplies, or lend your skills to community events. Here are a few places where you can volunteer or donate to support recovery and awareness efforts in your community. Families for Addiction Recovery, FAR, a national charity led by parents with lived experience. Join peer programs, advocacy work, and community events that promote recovery. Edmonton Alano Club, a supportive space for people in recovery. Help organize events, assist with operations, and offer peer support. Turning Point Recovery Society provides residential and community-based recovery programs in British Columbia. Contribute to outreach and mentorship initiatives. Peer Connections Manitoba offers peer support and education across the province. Help deliver programs that reduce stigma and strengthen community connections. The Government of Canada offers an extensive list of resources for those seeking help with substance use issues. Every effort you make reminds those facing addiction challenges that people care and that help is within reach. 4. Support high-risk communities. Some communities experience higher than average rates of substance use disorders and benefit from tailored programs. For example, healing within Indigenous communities is deeply rooted in connection to culture, family, and the land. Support Indigenous-led initiatives that focus on recovery through ceremony, language, and tradition. One example is Sunrise Healing Lodge, a Sundance College practicum partner. The center offers recovery support through counseling, ceremony, and cultural teachings that blend Indigenous traditions with the 12-step approach. During their practicum, students gain first-hand experience in this environment. Students learn about documentation and confidentiality, observe group sessions, and take part in cultural activities like pipe ceremonies or drumming circles. Through this experience, they gain an understanding of both our culture and the realities of addiction, so when they leave, they know what's really needed for supporting recovery. Shailene, Cultural Coordinator, Sunrise Healing Lodge. Listening to Indigenous voices and learning from their approaches to addiction and mental health fosters respect, understanding, and stronger community relationships. 5. Share awareness online. Social media can be a lifeline. Share messages that educate, inspire, or guide people toward help using hashtag NAAW 2025. Even one post or personal reflection can reach someone who feels alone and remind them that recovery is possible. 6. Attend events or workshops. Join a local event, talk, or online session during National Addictions Awareness Week. Hearing people share their experiences helps break stigma and deepen understanding. Showing up sends a message that recovery is everyone's concern, not just those directly affected. You can find upcoming events and learning opportunities through the Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction, CCSA website. 7. Consider a career helping others. People living with addiction challenges need a strong support system they can rely on. As an addictions worker, youth support worker, or family support worker, you can be the anchor who offers guidance and encouragement to help them rebuild their lives. These roles focus on helping people find stability, regain trust, and take meaningful steps toward recovery. Choosing this path means being part of someone's healing journey and reminding them that help is still within reach. Support resources for addiction and mental health. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, mental health challenges, or substance use, help is always available. No matter your age, background, or situation, you are not alone. These trusted support systems can connect you with someone who will listen and help you take the next step. 988 Suicide Crisis Helpline. Call or text 988 for free, confidential support any time of day or night. Trained responders are ready to listen and help find immediate care. Kids Help Phone, available 24/7 for youth through phone, text, or online chat. This service offers a safe place to talk and find guidance when it's needed most. Smart Recovery Canada provides online and in-person meetings that teach practical tools for recovery. It's a supportive community where people share experiences and encouragement without judgment. Families for Addiction Recovery, FAR Canada, offers understanding and guidance for families affected by a loved one's substance use. Their team provides a free phone line and educational resources to help support healing at home. Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction, CCSA, provides reliable information about substance use, mental health, and recovery supports. The CCSA can help you find local programs and professionals trained to assist. Turning compassion into a career. While awareness helps people understand the impact of addictions, change happens when you choose to be part of the solution. As an addictions and community health professional, you will stand beside people during some of the most difficult moments in their lives. These professionals work in treatment centers, youth programs, and shelters, helping individuals heal from trauma, rebuild family connections, and regain a sense of purpose. When you guide a teen through recovery or help a parent find support, your work will give people the strength and hope to build a better future. Why choose a career in addictions and community health? Many people who pursue this field are guided by personal experiences that inspire them to help others. As Archana B., a Sundance College instructor, shares, we hear the same story so many times from our students. They have navigated the system or seen others do it firsthand, whether it's detox or rehab, people in active use. A lot of our students are in an act of sobriety, wanting to give back because they've been there. They know what it's like. It's affected their brothers, uncles, sisters, or aunts. They want to learn about what drives them and then give back and work in this field. For many, these experiences create a lasting commitment to helping others rebuild their lives. This career focuses on guiding individuals towards stability, reconnecting them with their communities, and helping them find purpose again. Where addictions workers are needed. Addictions and community health professionals are needed in every community. You can have a rewarding career in a wide range of community health settings, which could include shelters, women's services, veteran supports, mental health programs, pregnancy centers, food banks, peer support groups, friendship centers, harm reduction programs, housing services, schools, hospitals, family services, 2SLGBTQ+ programs, child and youth outreach, mentorship programs. Addictions and community health professionals help make these environments safer and more supportive for people who are working toward recovery. What do addictions workers do each day? Addictions and community health professionals assist social workers, counselors, and healthcare teams in developing and implementing recovery plans. They facilitate support groups, meet with clients, and monitor progress toward personal goals. Your daily responsibilities may include conducting client assessments, gathering information to understand each person's background, needs, and immediate concerns, monitoring progress, checking in with clients and adjusting recovery plans as needed. This helps identify setbacks early and reinforce positive changes. Crisis management, responding to emergencies related to substance use or mental health, and arranging immediate care when necessary. This could mean contacting emergency services, helping de-escalate a situation, or connecting with supervisors for coordinated support. Safety and compassion guide this work, as described by Stacey Ann N., an addictions and community health professional graduate from Sundance College. Harm reduction is no different than putting on a seatbelt or sunscreen. It's about protecting people so they have another chance to get help and heal. Approaching crisis situations with empathy allows professionals to focus on prevention, reduce harm, and build trust with those seeking support. Coordinating care, collaborating with healthcare teams, community organizations, and social service providers to link clients to housing, healthcare, and other vital resources that support long-term recovery. Documentation, maintaining accurate records of assessments, updates, and support plans to track progress and maintain continuity of care. Following up, checking in after referrals to ensure clients continue receiving support and feel connected to the recovery network around them. Each day, you could be the reason someone doesn't give up on themselves. You might be the first person who listens, the one who reminds them that recovery is still possible, or the support they turn to when everything feels uncertain. Become an addictions and community health professional at Sundance College. The theme of Anchoring Hope for National Addictions Awareness Week 2025 reminds us that recovery begins when people feel seen, supported, and believed in. It calls for compassion that leads to action, and for support that creates lasting change. This same approach is reflected in Sundance College's Addictions and Community Health Professional Diploma program, where you will learn how to guide individuals and families as they rebuild their lives. Through this training, you will gain the tools to put that message of hope into practice within your community. You will build skills in counseling strategies, relapse prevention, intake procedures, and group facilitation, along with an understanding of psychology, ethics, and how to support high-risk populations. These lessons come together in focused modules that explore key areas of addiction, including interviewing, treatment planning, and ethical practice. As you strengthen these skills, your practicum placement in a community health center, social service agency, corrections facility, or other human services agency will allow you to apply what you have learned directly with clients and gain experience working in community settings. After graduating, you may continue this work in positions such as addictions worker, youth support worker, family support worker, drop-in center worker, or substance abuse worker. Whether you're helping someone rebuild their lives, connecting them to housing and care, or supporting youth and families through recovery, your training prepares you to make a difference in people's lives and communities. The Sundance College Addictions and Community Health Professional Diploma Program is approved by the Canadian Addiction Counselors Certification Federation, CACCF, giving you a credential that is recognized across Canada and respected by employers. With this preparation, 84% of Sundance College graduates find employment in their field within 6 months of completing their diploma. To begin your training, contact an admissions advisor today. Frequently asked questions. When is National Addictions Awareness Week 2025? National Addictions Awareness Week, NAAW, will be observed from November 16th to 22nd, 2025. It is a time to raise awareness about addiction, recovery, and the importance of compassion in supporting those affected. What is the theme for NAAW 2025? The theme for 2025 is Anchoring Hope. It encourages Canadians to approach addiction with understanding and empathy, recognizing that healing begins when people feel seen, supported, and free from shame. The theme highlights that hope grows stronger when compassion turns into action. How can I help someone struggling with addiction? Support begins with compassion and understanding. Simple actions such as speaking with empathy, avoiding judgment, and using person-first language can make a difference. You can also volunteer, share awareness messages online using hashtag NAAW 2025, or take part in community events during National Addictions Awareness Week. If someone needs help, encourage them to reach out to trusted support such as the 988 Suicide Crisis Helpline, Kids Help Phone, Smart Recovery Canada, Families for Addiction Recovery, FAR Canada, or the Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction, CCSA. If you're passionate about helping others overcome addiction, consider turning that compassion into a career. Training in addictions and community health equips you with the skills to support recovery, connect people with resources, and strengthen communities. What does an addictions worker do? Addictions and community health professionals assist social workers, counselors, and healthcare teams in developing and implementing recovery plans. They facilitate support groups, meet with clients, and monitor progress. Their work includes conducting assessments, managing crises, coordinating care with community resources, and following up to ensure clients continue receiving support. Each day offers the chance to listen, guide, and remind people that recovery is possible. Where can addictions workers find jobs? Addictions and community health professionals are needed in many settings, including shelters, women's services, veteran supports, mental health programs, food banks, harm reduction programs, hospitals, schools, and youth outreach centers. These professionals help create safer and more supportive environments for people who are working toward recovery. What is National Aboriginal Addictions Awareness Week, NAAW? National Aboriginal Addictions Awareness Week, NAAW, honors the strength of Indigenous communities and their approaches to healing. It reflects how recovery is rooted in culture, family, and connection to the land. Indigenous-led healing focuses on ceremony, language, and shared teachings that strengthen belonging and hope for future generations. That brings us to the end of this week's episode of the Sundance College Podcast. Thank you for listening, and please check back next week for more of the latest industry insights, career advice, and student tips. Sundance College, where our mission is student success.